Be careful who you become when you're losing, because people are still watching. That's the thing that a lot of people don't think about. People only think that people are watching when you're winning, when you're seeing success, when you're seeing profits, when you're seeing you get that promotion, when people see you traveling the world and doing things that you always said that you wanted to do. People think that's when people are watching. But people are still watching when you fail too. People are seeing who you become when you fail, how you adjust whenever you have to get back up, how you manage when you lose a certain amount of money, how you manage when you lose a certain job. People are still watching, right? People love an underdog story. That's why people love to watch certain movies, and they want to see how are they going to overcome this. That's why people love superheroes, because they want to see how they're going to overcome those moments. People are still watching when you're failing. But the thing is, you have to think about who you're becoming when you end up failing. You have to think about how your emotions get, how your tone gets, how you treat people when you fail, because people are still watching. How are they going to overcome it? How are they going to overcome this moment? And then down the road, it becomes influential for them, because they're eventually going to go through a certain season when they want to be like, I'm struggling right now. I don't have the money that I want right now. I don't have the job that I want right now. I don't have the relationship that I want right now. My family is falling apart right now. And then they think about maybe what you did. And then like, you know what, but he got through it. But she got through it because she did this. And that's what she did when she was in that predicament, because I was watching her go through it. That's why people love to hear about drama, because they're like, how are people going to adjust getting out of all these different predicaments that they got in? Yeah, people love to see the good. People love to see the success. Yeah, people love to see the results. But people also love to see when people fail, ironically. And it's not always like out of a bad place of heart. Sometimes it's just truly because they want to see how the story ends. They want to see how the story is going to end. People, again, love a good story. People love a good story when they see someone is in distress, when they're really trying to figure things out. And what you have to understand, especially whenever you're the one that's in the position, you have to position yourself to be in a certain role. For me, I'm a mentor. So when I lose, people are looking at me. How does Elijah act when he loses in this certain predicament, in this certain space? If he's going to be mentoring people, he has to be able to walk it. There's no way he's telling me to be emotionally stable, but then when he loses, he's crashing out and he's breaking stuff. What does that look like for you as a person, right? These are things that you have to think about. If you're a parent, then you're trying to tell your kid, this is what you need to do when this happens. And then when that moment comes, you're acting like a different person. You think that person, or you think your child is going to actually listen to what you had to say? Or you think they're going to be like, oh, okay, like that mom is a hypocrite, right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to listen to that. Now, the other thing that people watch is how you are whenever you're failing, because they want to know what not to do. They want to learn through you so that they don't do it. Okay, so don't invest too much money into this certain thing, because if it doesn't work out, then you could be bankrupt. Okay, well, I remember when my mom did this or my dad did this, and it didn't really turn out well. I should probably be cautious when I do that. I remember my friend was talking about credit, and she said she didn't pay her car note that brought her credit score way, down a lot. Probably shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? People also look at it for the lessons that they can get out of it without having to go through the process. But again, how do they overcome that? Okay, so you lost 30 points on your credit score, but what'd you do to build it back up? Okay, so you did you did kickoff. What else you do? You started paying more on your credit. Okay, so you did more on-time payments. Okay, so what else could I do to actually increase mine? Okay, you had an authorized user for your parents. Okay, that's cool. What else is good to know? Okay, so when my mom did this, what did I need to learn? Okay, so always have a spare tire so that you're always prepared. Always have the tools in case something happens on the road. Because remember when we got pulled over and we had a pop tire, we weren't ready. We didn't have this, and this. Okay, so I need to make sure I have that. Again, for the lessons, for the things that you need to know. Because down the road, something may happen and you're like, man, I just never knew. You know what I'm saying? People are in the car and they're like, dang, I thought Elijah would have had a spare tire. I thought he would have been more prepared. And then you're sitting there, you're panicking about something you could have been prepared about. But again, people are still watching who you are when you fail, right? That's the thing. And it's funny because a lot of people don't have this type of perspective when it comes to the failing side. They think I'm failing, so my reaction is valid to act the way that I want to. My thought process is valid to act like this. This is just a season I'm going through. So yeah, I'm just gonna treat everyone rude because I'm going through a certain hard time. Yeah, I'm gonna treat people with disrespect because I'm going through a certain hard time. I'm not gonna take care of the people I love and show them that they still matter to me or show them that they have priority because I'm going through a hard time. Most people think like that, right? And they're thinking it's okay until down the road, then you get hit back with that, hey, you still have to have these hard conversations. Hey, so I know we were going through this little season, that we had, but, I just feel like you're not really showing me much attention. If you're in a relationship, I know that you did this, you lost this, you're going through this certain season, but it's starting to wear out for me. And now I feel like I can't be there the way I want to be for you. Okay. So now not only did you fail or lose this one thing, but now you might be losing something else because you didn't handle this first thing properly. Right. Again, things you got to think about. So I don't know. I think it came to me one time when I was really talking to a student of mine and I had a losing day. I was talking to him and he was like, hey, so how do you react when you lose as a mentor? And, I had lost that day. I started tweaking out a little bit because, it was just more of a combination of different things that I realized I just needed to reset. And only thing that you can do, especially when you're in the moment, is adjust and find the progress that you need to do. Find that reset that you need to do. And he reminded me of that. And I was like, you thought of that because I would tell you that when you would be emotional. You thought of adjust and refocus because when you were emotional and when you failed, I told you to do that. So not only are you now applying it, but you took that because that was a lesson that I gave you to keep in mind when those things happen. You know what I'm saying? Who are you when you fail? I'm sure he's looking at me. He's like, you're the mentor. Why are you crashing out? Why are you doing this and that? Why are you getting emotional? Outside of me being a human being, I have certain roles and things that I have already talked about and taught about that is like, okay, this is part of the process. But for him to come back and say that just means that people still watch who you are when you fail. Right? And that's what you need to think about, especially when you're going from your day-to-day life. No matter what your position is, you could just be a student, you could just be, you could be a teacher, you could be the front office lady. You know what I'm saying? People are watching, okay, she's had a bad day today. And who is she going to be today? Okay, so you say you came to work a little bit late, you had a late start, you didn't really get as much sleep. How are you going to be today? You're going to be grumpy. Your bosses are watching you. If you're in a job in the corporate world, people are watching who you are. Okay, she said that she's going through this certain, is she going to show up and perform or not? Because that's what we care about. That's the sad thing about jobs. Is she going to show up and perform or not? Because, yeah, you're going through some family things. I feel sorry for you. I understand this and that. But, like, numbers are numbers. We got to, we got to get to clicking. We got to call these certain people. We need these certain sales. We need you to reach out to these certain people. We need you to respond to these emails. We need you to do your job, right? And people are looking to you to see, okay, is she actually going to do her job, or is she going to be like, I'm sorry, guys, I want to do my job, but, I'm going through these certain things. I'm going through these certain hardships. Okay, well, I'm going to give you a time to go do that. And while you're doing that, we're actually going to replace you. So we're going to let you go. We're going to bring in somebody else to do the job because we still need numbers. We still need things done, right? Who are you when you fail? Because people are watching. That's the question that you need to ask yourself. And the next time you go through a time that you feel like you're failing, you're kind of struggling, think about your role with people around you to be like, man, people are watching who I become, whether they realize it or not. You know what I'm saying? because people are looking up to you, no matter the age, no matter the influence. They're looking to see what you're going to do. So keep that in mind whenever you're going through your next situation. Appreciate y'all for making it this far in the video, man. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. And if y'all like anything that I just said impacted you at all, leave a comment. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Follow me on Instagram, King Malone. As y'all already know, stay connected, stay true to yourself, and keep impacting. That being said, I will holler at y'all in the next video. I'm gone.